Hello everyone, I hope you are having a wonderful time and enjoying the time of the year. So today what I'm going to share is this Topping DX5 DAC headphone amp slash preamplifier. It's in a really good price point, $450. You get all three features as well as balanced design, and you can get MQA and every digital formats that you can think of. It can play with it, as well as it has remote control, Bluetooth, and all the inputs that you may ever need for your digital music playback. So I wasn't expecting much, okay, when I received it. I received it like a few months back. They want me to review it and see what I think and how DX5 compare with all the DACs that offer in the market today. I run them in on my desktop or my TV rig, and headphone stage is very good, transparent, very clean. Okay, I have nothing to complain. It's just perfectly suited to pair with any kind of headphones, unless you want something particular in sound coloration. Otherwise, you'll be totally fine pairing with whatever the headphone that you may have and you enjoy listening to it, regardless of the price point. Most of my music listening with the headphone stage, I only use low gain setting. After I've been using as a headphone stage and enjoying my music, editing all my videos, and I'm very convinced that this DX5 is very good, clean, and transparent sounding equipment. So that is my conclusion, right, when I was listening to my headphones. Then I moved this DAC to my main system. I started listening with my this R2R Pre and Class D Sabaya 500 watts Ice Power mono blocks. As usual, pair with my Sony Music Server connected with Ouya Ether USB, Neoclassic cable connected to DX5. What I find is it's very clean and neutral sound. I was playing with this KLH Model 5 speaker. So, but it tends to have a little bit of, due to the super neutral sounding Class D amps, it may have a little bit thin sounding in upper frequency range. That is only depending on pairing components. That's not the DX5 problem. That's the synergy with pairing components, because the signature sound of DX5, Topping DX5, is very transparent and neutral sound. So when it's paired with very transparent sounding Class D Ice Power amps, it tends to produce that kind of sound signature. But that is acceptable, not annoyingly bright or annoyingly shallow or thin sounding in upper range of frequencies. It's just a point that worth pointing it out, because in case if you happen to have Ice Power Class D amplifiers. Then I use the main amplifier, which is Denon PMA SX11. It just click everything together in my system, right? This S1EX towers and this PMA S611 connecting with Topping DX5 using just Mogami cable, nothing fancy. I also use iFi Neo power cable. So Supernova power cable, by the way. So what happened is depth, scale, dynamic attack, resolution, detailed sound reproduction, micro detail, everything improved. Incredible soundscape, very wide, and the width of the soundstage is very good. Probably among the best with any kind of DACs in any kind of price point. The width is incredibly great. And then they have very clean sound signature. And then it has the absolutely transparent quality sound without introducing brightness to your sound reproduction, unless your music or your speaker or your amplifier may introduce to it. In my system, in that combination, there is no brightness. And then my gain setting was around like 8 o'clock position on this amplifier. So that gives me around like 85 dB range with this S1EX speakers. I totally enjoy listening to it. Best of all, really good stereo image. And then instrument placement. Shifting stereo image, like if you listen to Art Drums soundtrack or the music, the main drum will keep hitting in the middle, and then you will hear the drum hammer hitting the bass drum, but you will also hear that shifting stereo image or shifting center image, I should say, the percussion like a drum tone, and the sound will be shifting from left to right, and that is very apparent and very, very good portraying the actual sound, reproduction out with my system using this DX5. I was amazed by it. Why this kind of $450 DAC is producing that kind of sound quality. I'm not even saying how quiet the background is. By far, this top-end DX5 is my favorite top-end product, of one of my favorite, if not my favorite, top-end product of all time in this price point or whatever the price point that they made. Also, this top-end DX5 is gonna be my favorite top 5 DAC because it has features, functions, price, performance, noise performance is top of the roof. I mean, you will not have, probably never have this kind of noise performance in this price point, as well as giving you that kind of very good transparent sound. Personally, I had pretty much all D90s and everything, including SC. So I still have D90 SC, and I like the sound of DX5 more than D90 SC in my system. If you like really good transparent sound, very neutral tone with incredible accuracy, DX5 is my recommendation. Plus, what you will have is all the features and compatibility with all the high-res and everything. And what you will get is incredible detail retrieval, detail retrieving, quality that it can deliver you. All the music that I try, let's say some people call it monotone music, like Billie Eilish Bad Guy, right? The intro, the bass drum and bass line keep going. So the hammer head hitting the drum, that's like a little crackle, thing that you will hear. That is so well reproduced. I felt like I'm listening to actual performance kind of thing. So that kind of accuracy and really good delivery that it can provide you for your music enjoying experience. Also, human voices, right? One of my favorite singer, especially her voice, Rebecca Pigeon. Oh my goodness. And then, doesn't matter what female vocal is, this DX5 will deliver you incredible clarity and very good tonality and really good engaging sound quality, as long as your pairing component have synergy click together, right? So that is the most important thing in this hobby and sound reproduction. Whether you are pro or you are just hobbyist, doesn't matter. This DX5 is as good as anything you can buy in 1,000 price range, if not better. As good as any DAC ever made in terms of transparency, detail, everything, soundstage, and very good depth. That's really good depth in stereo image that it can create. And the width, that is no question and no problem. It can throw you really big and wide soundstage. Okay, this is really, something that they made it a while ago, and probably still very special in terms of price, performance, and sound quality that we can get. If you like all the function like headphone stage, pre-stage, volume control that you can connect to your power amplifier, as well as menu setting and everything that you can play around. So plus it has a very good DAC built into it. It uses the ESS9068AS chip inside. So everything as good as it can be, right? If I put in, let's say, super high-end brand box, and then I would just connect the cable inside, and I can totally fool you for the price. I mean, that good this Topping DX5 is. So I'm not trying to exaggerate or hyping up the product. I am very excited because I love the way it sounds. And by far, as I said, this is my favorite Topping product of all time. So I can easily recommend you to try it, and probably you will fall in love with it. Some poor quality recording, it will brings up all the flaws in the music or flaws in your system. It may even show if your system have a brightness, that transparent DAC will totally deliver that, whether your speaker, whether your amplifier, or even your cable, right? This DX5 is total reference sound quality that it can make your system sound. I mean, not the price, the quality of the sound and worthy of the sound. So you can throw this DAC in, I mean, $100,000 system and hide it somewhere and you will not know it. Okay, that transparency is that good because the sound quality doesn't, sound reproduction of this DAC doesn't get in the way of your system, which should be standard in every DACs. Many change the DACs or equipments because they don't know how to get the synergy together. That is my whole point, and that is the whole point of this hobby. Anyone don't know how to get the good synergy together within the system with the pairing components, it will be never-ending cycle that you be going through. So you just keep going DAC after DAC, amp after amp, and speaker after speaker. So if you love good, transparent sounding, high performance DAC without spending a lot of money, this Topping DX5 is great option for you. You can disable all the headphone stage if you don't use it, if you're not using it, which I did when I moved to this system. I disabled the headphone stage, so you can easily do it. So I'm gonna go through the menu system here real quick of this Topping DX5. Before that, I like to mention a few things like how airiness and spaciousness this Topping DX5 can produce, whether using my KLH Model 5 or Pioneer TED S1EX tower speakers. The airiness, spaciousness, and detail amount that it can produce is simply incredible. Unheard of, in this price point. So that's what I'm gonna say. To get into the menu system, so basically you just turn off the main power switch in the back like that. But after that, hold this front button, only one button here, hold it, and then turn it back on. Then it will get into main menu system. So another my favorite thing is this auto on off feature. So that is really good. Let's say you connect it via USB cable to your computer or even your music server. When you turn off the computer or if go into sleep mode, this DAC will also goes into sleep mode. So display medium brightness. This is the DAC mode, pre-mode and DAC mode. So that's where you can change it. Gain setting, I'm only using low gain setting, but you can also change it to high gain setting if you are using as the headphone stage. The output LO output meaning that is for DAC only, PO plus LO meaning headphone stage and DAC stages working together and simultaneously putting out the sound signal. So I'm going to change it back to LO. So line out, I can change it to both RCA and XLR, which I'm not using the RCA, so I'm going to disable it to XLR only. And next thing is PCM filter. You can change it to mode 1, 2, 3. There's 3 modes that you can go through. My favorite is mode 3. Bluetooth, you can disable it. You can, run it on and off. Phase, that is for the XLR output, so you can change it to different pins output. So if you're using different kind of XLR connection, dithering is set it at the low setting, which is where it should be, because that's where they perform the best in this kind of Delta Sigma chips. And next thing is volume step. There is like a 0.5 dB increasement or 1 dB increasement. I mean, vice versa. That's what you can do. There is sound mode, which you can play around with it. I set it at the off mode. So you can do valve sound, you can do transistor sound, you can do off, which I like. Very transparent sound. Balance, that should be at the C, which means the center balance of the 2 channel, but you can play around with it. You can factory reset here in the function number 15, but if you're all set, just hit save and exit and it will get out of there and restart the DX5. The DAC that's gonna deliver you music as recorded without interfering sound reproduction out of your system. This could be great buy for you and great bargain price for you in terms of sound quality, price, and performance that you will get in 2022. And I will have more exciting products before New Year. I will have a few different DACs that I'm going to be releasing for all my reviews, so that way I try to make it happen before New Year's come and few more products coming in. So that is my experience. I can easily, wholeheartedly, I can recommend it to you to try it. Thank you very much for watching and happy listening.
Something heavenly led On the bass, Mr. Torigoe Keisuke-san. On the guitar, Onuma Yosuke-san.